And wait, sorry guys, welcome back to the channel, everybody. Aesop Grim here, and this is a continuation of my blind playthrough of RDR2 in 2025. This is Thursday's episode, and so that means we've got this episode, and then the next one will be Friday's episode, of course, and that'll be our sort of vibe episode, our atmospheric episode where we talk to camp members and stuff like that. So I just got back from eating pizza. So if I have any moment, I might have moments where I have to self mute so that well, the nice way to say it is so I can clear my throat, right? So I'm just giving you a heads up that might happen. But let's go ahead and get started. Actually, the first thing I want to look at is player and what my status is. All right, we're underweight. Now, I went and did some research on this, and apparently eating multiple times throughout the day, but also what time you eat, seems to really have a large impact on Arthur's weight. So we're going to be dabbling with that. I have heard that you want to eat a good meal right before you go to sleep. And then you want to eat basically like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Some other people say that you want to eat every few minutes. It just kind of depends on probably like, are you eating big or eating small? So on that note, or I guess actually totally unrelated, let's see if we can find Jack. I think I see him over yonder.
It's a disgrace.
There we go.
Disgrace. Arthur!
Stay away from me.
But I got a tip.
That's exactly what I'm afraid of.
Oh, it's a goodie, I'm telling you.
It always is with you. Then we end up heading in a burning barn getting shot at.
You're a sad man, Arthur Morgan. Sad man indeed.
You'll be all right, Mr. Bell. Hi, Uncle Arthur.
Folk.
Hey, kiddo.
Miss Grimshaw.
Here, I hadn't forgotten about that storybook you lost.
Thanks so much, Uncle Arthur.
Even this fool.
Do you want to have this? I found it in your camp.
Sure. Thanks, Jack.
Chocolate bar, nice. All right. So then next, this one looks like it actually might be a little bit difficult. So we're going to take care of Molly. Molly asked for a pocket mirror. Now I remember looking this up, but I don't remember what it said. So I've alt-tabbed. I'm opening up an internet page. RDR2 pocket mirror. Pocket mirror. All right, here we go. To complete one of Molly's errands. Located in the hut called Martha Swain between Three Sisters to the west and Ansburg to the east. Okay. Southeast of Aberino region. Southeast of Aberino. They gave me a bunch of names and I've forgotten most of them already. New Haven, West Elizabeth, Strawberry, Blackwater. Okay, here's that, I don't know, Amberlin or something like that. Let me get back to here. Amberino region. It's the southeast of the Amberino region near a lake called O'Craig's Run. Okay, right here. Probably that area. Between Three Sisters to the west and Ansburg to the east. Okay, here's Three Sisters. Three Sisters to the west. And Ansburg to the east. So probably, yeah, there's the A. So Ansburg here. Okay, it's either this or it's this. I think it's probably here. Let me get back to my controller. I think right there is where we're headed. Let's mount up and roll out, guys. I have not heard any news today. I got to get to that. It's evening time, too. I just told you guys I got back from eating pizza. Went out for pizza. I never get tired of pizza, it seems. So I've not heard, I have not really heard any news today. Well, that's not true. I've seen a few tweets and stuff, but the programs I listen to, I haven't gone through any of that. So I'm excited to find out what the day's developments are. Just because we're in one of those times that there's a lot going on. And so one guy in particular I listen to, his name is Steve Turley, and his background is he's got a PhD in cultural anthropology. And so he actually looks at a number of different nations and what's going on there to exemplify some general theories that he has about what's going on in the world as a whole. And so one of the things, like, for example, I'm not going to get deep into it because I'm not able to speak very eloquently on it, but for example, he talks about the rise of the civilization state. Examples of a civilization state would be China and Russia. It has to do with re-anchoring back to the traditions of your people. I think that that's an aspect of it, but again, like, I can't really speak very eloquently on it. But for example, in China, they're re-embracing, I think, Shaoism is what it is. Is that how you pronounce it? Like a Shao monk? Russia is building cathedrals again. Russia is really unpopular to talk about in the West because of the whole Ukrainian thing. So you would almost have to kind of set that to the side and look at them absent of that, because you don't, if you're going to really try to judge somebody in an unrelated area, you would have to remove any biases. Now, I don't really have any biases because I think Ukraine is a hotbed of corruption. I'm not pro-Russia, and I'm not rooting for Putin necessarily. I'm kind of neutral. I think it's their affair to deal with. But from the very beginning, I believe that all the news media that was coming out was propaganda whenever it came to Ukraine. And so that I feel like the Ukraine is not the people. Not the people understand. I've known some Ukrainians before. I like them. Remember, I lived in Europe for a while. I'm not discussing the people. I'm talking about the government. And that was a color revolution conducted by the Obama administration that overthrew a democratically elected president. I forget what his name was. And installed Zelensky as a puppet. Now, people will tell you he was elected by popular vote. Yeah, my rear end. That's all shenanigans. Of course they're going to make it look that way because the entire central theme is for democracy, right? Oh, this guy needs us to shoot the chains off.
Listen, I know what this looks like, but you've got to help me out again. I mean, come on, please.
Again, this is the same dude? How did we end up with Midnights again? Doggone it. All right, hold still, bro. You don't want to be dancing around, man. Stop that.
Shoot. Yes.
Relax.
Oh, yes. Praise
Son of a
God.
gun.
Thank you. I tell you, friend, I'm about more broke than last time, but, well, I heard something you might like.
Is that Trevor?
Well, some drunk's been hoarding his money in this little place south of Rhodes down by the river. Lot of money and very drunk. At least that's what they say.
Oh, I look like a thief or something?
Or something, maybe. I don't know. It doesn't matter to me.
All right. So, yeah. So because the entire premise, the excuse, the sympathy narrative is a Ukrainian democracy. So of course they're going to make it look like he was elected, or I don't know. It's a color revolution. A big part of a color revolution is to socially engineer a sentiment, a certain sentiment within the local population. So anyway, the whole thing went real bad for him. I saw a tweet here recently that said, Ukraine is about to give up 15% of their land to their archenemy and 50% of their mineral rights to their patron. And all it cost them was 20% of their population. That's the kind of tweet that really sums up in just a few words how bad this went. You know, so I am one who saw that from the very get-go. I didn't see it for myself. I kind of had some people I was listening to pointed it out, but over time, the evidence that came out kept supporting that. So I remember one of the big things was whenever they were talking about, I don't know if you guys remember this, they were talking about the Ghost of Kiev, right? The Ukrainian fighter pilot that became the first modern ace in years and years and years. You have to get a certain amount of kills. I think it's 5 to become an ace. And it hadn't happened since like World War II. Or if it has, it's only been once or twice. And then the footage that they would show you of the Ghost of Kiev guarding the friendly skies of Ukraine ended up being video game footage from a game called Digital Combat Simulator. I'm familiar with this game. I've never played it, but I've looked at it a number of times thinking about possibly buying it. The graphics are very, very good, but when you play games as often as I do, even though it's getting harder to tell and you got to kind of double take sometimes, on first blush, there's video game footage and especially cutscenes that can look like the real thing. It's when you begin to look closer at it that you're like, oh, that's a video game. And that's what this thing was for the Ghost of Kiev. They put this up on mainstream media news in multiple countries and had a whole bunch of people being like, go Ukraine, you guys are awesome, you're doing it, kill the evil Russians. They're all excited about it. It's like, holy smokes. And then I saw a whole bunch of other stuff that was just straight up propaganda. I kept seeing straight up lies, propaganda about Ukraine's position, about whether they were winning, how big they were winning, and the whole time they were losing. So now at that point in time, because of some of the neighborhoods I grew up in, and I don't want you to get it twisted. I wasn't a gangster growing up. I didn't roll with gangs. I wasn't even gang affiliated. I did know people that were in gangs. It was impossible to not, were in the kinds of places that I grew up. But what I did learn was some common street sense. Now, at the point in time, I started realizing entire mainstream media networks worldwide were selling me the same lies. I knew and understood that's not a small-time operation. There's a lot of influence, power, and money behind that kind of grift. And at that point in time, it doesn't matter who you think is morally right or wrong. You're getting lied to. Somebody is scamming somebody else, and I ain't getting got. You know, that ain't gonna be me. That could be you, brother, but not me. You know, so I have been skeptical on Ukraine the entire time, and now here we are. And What is it that Ukraine can point to say that is an improvement over where they were? I mean, heck, whenever I heard that they had actual literal neo-Nazis as an official part of their military that had been bombing the, what's it called, the Donbass region, something like that, Donbass, for 8 years, just mortaring them. Now, there's always two sides to a story, but A, they're neo-Nazis, and B, they're bombing their own civilian population. It's hard for me to imagine a justification for that level of consistent violence upon your own people. And that story never gets told. So, I don't remember why I got on Ukraine. There was a reason. I brought it up. It had a larger context. Oh yeah, I was talking about civilizational states and how Russia was one of them, but that it was maybe hard for Westerners to see because there's a bias against Russia right now. And you would have to separate yourself from that in order to look at this other unrelated thing. Like, you may hold that Russia is the aggressor here and that they're evil for doing so. But if you then carry that into an indictment of their entire people and their civilization and that they must be evil as a general nature, you're not going to be able to see what I'm talking about. That's what I'm getting at. Your bias would stand in the way of that.
Yeah.
All right. I wonder if... Okay, this is the cabin. Never mind. Let's maybe not go into the brush. I'm telling you, she hates the brush. She don't like snakes, just like me. I don't like snakes either. I support you being a little bit worried about the brush. Last time I walked into this place, or a place like this, there was a doggone feral bear in there. There we go. Alright, give me a shotgun. Double barrel shotgun, there it is. Alright, and then down here I'm going to take a repeater. Probably the Lancaster. Go.
Be back to you, girl.
Now it is somebody's home, so I don't necessarily want to walk up with a drawn shotgun. Does kind of look abandoned. Oh, look, we have too many biscuits on hand, so guess what we're going to do? Hold on. Going to open up our satchel, go to provisions, let's eat some crackers. And I'm going to eat 2 things of biscuits. Okay. Oh, whoops. Oh, snap. Why am I only just now seeing this? You've been dead for a good long while. This seems like it was... Well, I was going to say old woman, but I don't think so. I think it's just a woman. You can see her wedding ring on her finger. I think. What's wrong about that? Oh, inspect. Oh gosh, what kind of sad tale are we going to hear? Letter to Martha from Garfield. August 17th, 1864. This was a good long while ago. My dearest Martha, I miss you so much. Life makes sense when we are together. This war no longer makes sense to me. When I signed up, it seems like 1,000 lifetimes ago. Everything seemed so simple. We were going to express our rights as states to do as we gosh damn well pleased, and hang whatever any fools in the North told us. I cannot believe now that this was a principle I would die for, and yet it is a principle I have seen so many men I grew up with be slaughtered for. That and their own stupid pride. Okay, now hold on. I'm going to pause here. I don't understand that. I like that they put the states' rights things in here. We got to get this. We got to be able to tell this accurately. My understanding is that the historical evidence, including state officials' own writings, is overwhelming and substantial. That the primary reason that the North and South went to war against each other was over the issue of slavery. But there was a secondary concern that it could set a precedent when it came to states' rights over federal government and a whole slew of other areas. That's my understanding. I think that that includes both of the primary narratives about what the Civil War was about, but racks and stacks them in a historically accurate manner, right? What I don't understand with this letter here is why the authors chose to say that this particular person, Garfield, entered the war for states' rights, but now could not grasp why he would so foolishly be willing to throw his life away for that. That doesn't sound plausible to me. I would not have written it this way. This doesn't make sense, in my opinion. But going on, so let's just read the last sentence again. I cannot believe now that this was a principle I would die for, and yet it is a principle I have seen so many men I grew up with be slaughtered for, that and their own stupid pride. I think what I would have gone with here is that the principle he held was true, but he believed that it was a false pretense and that that's not what they were fighting for. I think that's the route that I would have gone. We Southerners are such proud fools. Now I'm only proud about one thing, the love I share with you. You, a Yankee, an abolitionist, everything I am supposed to hate and now love so dear. How can you love me back when I am such a fool? I cannot wait for this war to end. I thought many times about running away, but General Harris has taken to shooting deserters. I am still too proud to allow for that. It seems we are headed towards an enemy camp in Scarlet Meadows for one last battle. We have almost no chance of winning. Our morale is almost entirely spent, and the Yankees are far too strong. But after the accusations of cowardice leveled against General Harris for his failure to support General Quinn last month, and all that drama, that's another thing. Drama is something that we say in modern times. This is anachronistic. They wouldn't have written in this way in the 1800s. He seems hell-bent on a fight. I even overheard Major Smith complaining in the officers' mess about General Harris. None of his junior officers trust him very much anymore. I hope I do not die, not because I care two figs for myself, but because of the sadness it would bring to you. I miss you. Yours, Garfield. I kind of changed my accent as I read through this. I hope you like the one that I ended up on. I do believe that that's more of a southeastern accent. But there we go. There we go. Now, what happened to her? That doesn't explain what happened to her. I mean, it looks almost like she killed herself. Or was killed. I don't know. It doesn't really look like a violent death. You know? Let's smoke a cigarette, because we can. Alright, that's a cigarette. That's a premium cigarette. Slightly damages stamina core. Slightly restores Deadeye. Use. One drag and throws it away. Arthur, that is a waste. Cigarettes in the ashtray, so she was smoking and maybe drinking. There is a glass there. Yeah, she was smoking and drinking. Oh, trap card set. Oh, it's saying that I picked it up. Okay. Cigarette cards, 1 of 12. Looks like there's nothing to find there. Now, I was looking for a pocket mirror. I don't know what she died from, guys. There's probably something obvious here that I'm just missing. That can happen. That can happen with me in general, but especially if I'm narrating, I'm having to talk and record. You know, I don't have as much attention going on as I would if I was just solo playing. I got coffee brewed at your camp to restore your Deadeye core and stamina core. Okay. Rifle cartridges. There it is, pocket mirror. Okay. Well enough. Goodbye, madam. I am sorry for your sorry end. That, sucks. I wouldn't think that she would... I mean, they got the letter set in there, but, you know, it's not like a letter informing her that her loved one died. So I wouldn't think that she would off herself. Something happened here, but I don't know what. Maybe she got sick or something. Like I say, it doesn't look like she was murdered or anything. It looks more like she just sort of laid down and died. Man, it must be really late. Oh, there's my horse. Yeah, you saw the lighting kind of pop in there just a second ago. It changed to darkness. All right, what time is it? Do we need to go set camp? It is 10:30 p.m. Let's, well, golly gee, if it were me, I would just set camp right here. That's what I would do. And this time I think I'm going to set a tent up. Oh, we got food to cook. No? Maybe not. Why can't I make this coffee? Requires a percolator. Oh, okay. I guess I'll make this. can I eat? We're going to eat again. Venison. Also, what I'm going to start toying around with is eating more than just meat. Maybe like a well-rounded diet. We'll do it. Peaches, meat, and some beans. Because all of this stuff has like caloric values to it. Let's sleep till noon. For now on, I'm going to really be trying to get Arthur at least 9 hours of rest. And we'll see if that does more to take care of Arthur's health. And it's just something I want to play around with. Now, if you notice, we can fast travel now. But I don't tend to do that. Like, there were times with a game like Skyrim, I would fast travel in Skyrim, but sometimes I would play games where I on purpose limited myself and did not allow myself to use fast travel. And it creates like immersion. Hey, is that a herb? Yeah. Herbivore bait, refill stamina. Okay. Violet snowdrop. Okay. So we're going to make the trip back. Oh man. Some of you have got to be absolutely elated. I thought I saw more herbs here. That the the bill for the budget passed the House. Now, it still has to pass the Senate, but I'm expecting that it will pass the Senate. I think the House was the hurdle. Because that bill has contained in it no taxes on tips, overtime, or Social Security. Now that, in my opinion, is going to be significant for several people. It's directly going to put more money into your pocket. And when you so that just by itself would be really, really great news, in my opinion, right? For some people, that makes an enormous difference for them and gives them a lot more breathing room than what they had before.
Yep.
But on top of that, you've got Trump talking about abolishing the IRS altogether and abolishing the income tax completely. So, golly, I mean, who's not excited about that? The only people I could think
Howdy
of.
there, stranger.
Hey.
Hey, that's a nice-looking horse you have there.
Oh, you want to
That
do a
ain't
race?
faster than mine, though. Ariel's my pride and joy. How about we head to the Veterans Homestead?
Let's take a look at this. The only people that I can think of that would be against this idea or poor mouth it would be a combination of two things. One, they would be extremely anti-Trump. I was about to say liberal, but there are some conservatives that are anti-Trump also. They would have to be very anti-Trump, which would likely be liberal and rich. Those two things combined. Anybody else, I think, would they might oppose it, but I think they would be opposing it out of ignorance. Like they're not aware that these things are going to happen. You know, something like that. I don't see this veterans. I'm going to turn them down because I would want to know where we're racing to so I can beat them to it instead of being forced to follow them. Actually, I just changed my mind. We will race him. Just to find out how this works.
You? Sure, let's race.
All right, let's
There.
race.
Okay, gave us a map.
You can't catch us.
I'm doing it right now.
Where'd you come from? Come on! Knock it off!
Uh-oh. That was a mistake.
Look at that horse of yours! A beauty!
Oh, are we racing for the horses? I wonder if I lose, is this like turn in your pink slip, give me your car keys?
Slow down!
Look at that. A 1.
What happened to you? Huh? All that stamina training for nothing. Ugh. Ugh.
Was it just a friendly race?
Give me some space here, feller.
Oh, okay. I guess it's just for bragging rights. But we have the ability to bond with our horse faster when spurring him, so... Him or her.
Yep.
Yeah, so, you know, to me, that's real exciting news. In my town... So... Let me say that we're talking about people getting more money back in their pockets. We're talking about people's you know, there's this phrase out there for the US, taxation is theft. And Doge is uncovering an enormous amount of fraud, waste, and abuse. Our taxpayer dollars have been paying for some insane things, including meddling in other people's governments, which I don't think is shocking to any of us Americans who have any semblance of an idea of what the CIA and other elements of the government are up to whenever it comes to foreign influence. Right? But man, I mean, to have the proof come out, I think is still I don't think I can use the word shocking. It's just more like shameful. Shameful is kind of the word that comes to mind for me. Makes you start to understand why some people over in places like Europe or just in other countries in general hate America. Yeah, I mean, there's a whole bunch of reasons for that, and not everybody's correct in that assessment, right? But some people, it seems like they know a little bit more than we do about how our country has dabbled in their country's affairs. And I don't like that. I'm not a fan of that. It's not what I've been paying taxes for. So to be quite frank with you, I'm farting a pissed. I can't really say it outright because it could lead to some repercussions on YouTube, I think. But I'm so upset about this that at least in the moment right now, if there were some people that paid, you know, like, I'm just going to leave it vague, a really, really heavy price, a criminal punishment that's considered exceptionally heavy. You know, punishment should always meet the crime. I think that it would in this case if we could find out who was in charge of some of these things, some of the stuff that we've been doing to other nations. Not a fan of it. Not a fan at all. I think it's evil. And so to see our tax money coming back to us, we're talking about that they're discussing possibly giving all Americans a $5,000 tax return stipend. I don't know what you would call it. Just to sort of pay us back for the fraudulent use of our taxes for years and years and years, decades even. That's money back into our economy. So you get the theme I'm talking about here. It's our economy getting better. And then in my local area, now this is what I'm going to tell you here. This is anecdotal. Because I haven't seen or heard news about any surge in the economy just yet. We're barely a month into this new presidency. I wouldn't expect to see anything. And as a matter of fact, the Biden administration was so god awful at what they did. All the shenanigans they pulled. First, their policies tanked our economy horrifically. I was certain that was their plan. Later on, I started coming to the understanding that it might be that they were just that incompetent. And that's actually what I'm kind of siding with now. These were stupid people that were in charge with some outlandish theories on how things work. I remember whenever the inflation started skyrocketing and the Federal Reserve came out and told us there was no inflation. There was none. They bold-faced lied to us about it. It was absurd. And then whenever that lie got too big, they told us, well, there is inflation, but it's actually good for the economy. What on earth? Now, I understand there's an economic theory out there that shows you that a little bit of inflation is positive, but we were not experiencing a little bit of inflation. They were falsely conflating two different things. That makes them liars, and they knew they were lying. And then they went to policies to print money in order to cover up and obfuscate. And when you do that, you may be successful in covering it up for long, but you're ballooning the problem for future years. And they weren't concerned about that because it would be somebody else's problem, right? And so that's where we're at now. But the thing I was going to tell you that I think is anecdotal evidence, but I still like it when you combine it with these other things going on, is in my town, there is a brand new grocery store that just opened up, a nice one. It belongs to a chain, a local chain here, but the idea is that that corporation feels comfortable enough with where the economy is right now that they've chosen to invest money and build another store. There is a lot that just got cleared and is ready for construction. Like, it's a pretty large lot. You could put a strip mall in it, and it's ready for construction. We don't yet know what's going there, but it was before that there was a closed down business on a much larger lot than what was required for that business, and they've now cleared it and prepared it for new construction. Even tearing down a business costs money. So normally people aren't doing that unless there's an idea of sowing capital in to build something new. And then there's a third business that just opened up. I can't remember what this example was. It was another third business that I can't remember the name of it that opened up, and we just got a Buc-ee's. And I guess I'm kind of I was born here, but it's been a long time since I've been back, so I'm not really super familiar with Buc-ee's. But I guess it's a big deal in the area that I'm in. It's a gas station, but it's like a gas station with an elaborate store in it. I don't know. Every place has its quirks, right? And that's this place's thing. but they're not cheap. And it's a good business that makes a lot of money.
Oh, we was beginning to worry a little, Mr. Morgan.
Oh, you know me, Miss Grimshaw? I'm a wanderer.
I know, son. I'm just glad to have you back with us. For now.
All right. So to me, those are signs of confidence in the American economy returning, and you combine that with the things I mentioned about getting our taxes reduced substantially, possibly getting money back for all of the abuse of our taxes. And there's just, tell me at what point in time during the Biden administration that we had sustainably good news like this that didn't just feather away over the next couple days because there was nothing to it. You know, these kinds of things that I'm hearing, not all of it's happened, but it's in the process of happening. And there's substance to it. So I'm excited. I'm looking for what's her name? O'Shea? She's Irish. This is Tilly, isn't it? Yeah.
You heard any good
Hey
jokes?
there, Arthur.
Yeah.
Hello, Arthur.
Well, all right.
Yeah, Tilly and Lenny, I think. Hey, I wonder if those two are getting along.
Is that a journal I see you writing in?
Something like that.
No?
That's good.
No.
Yeah, Lenny. Shut up, Lenny. What are you trying to say?
You know, I want to be.
Ah, there she is.
With you, Charles. I've had more fun
Oh, can we eat?
watching the grass grow.
You know what? I don't want to eat yet. I'd want to save that for the evening. It's you. No, that's Abigail. It's you. Yellow skirt, blue top. Yeah. Molly. Is it Molly O'Shea? I think that maybe is her name. That's Mrs. Grimsworth or Miss Grimsworth. And this is Molly O'Shea. Molly O'Shea is taking a walk in the dirt. That ain't Molly, is it? That's Mary Beth. I always forget her name. That's the wild cat. She's the one with the temper. I don't know if it's fair to say temper, but she's very assertive. I'm not saying that derisively or anything. It's just her personality type. She's an assertive individual. We are missing one of the ladies. I forgot. I keep Sadie. Let's. Oh, there she is. Yeah, I am busy, Javier. Hold on. Miss O'Shea. No, this is not Miss O'Shea. This is Abigail.
I think.
There's little Jack. Ah, well, gosh darn it. I guess we'll have to wait. Hey, Jack. Mary Beth. Tilly. This girl. Karen. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Hello, Arthur.
Hello, Karen.
Hello, John.
Yeah, I sure don't see her. Maybe she's standing guard. Is that Dutch? That ain't Dutch. Dutch is waiting for us to go talk to him. Okay, well, let's take a look at, not the journal. Oh, we're at 52 minutes. Well, it's about time to go to sleep. Well, not go to, yeah, actually it's getting kind of close to that also. Okay, well, I suppose we'll do a chore. Where's that wood pile at? I find that to be the easiest.
Mr. Morgan.
Strauss. Oh, there we go.
Here you go. The new mirror. And hopefully some better luck.
Oh, thanks, Arthur. I have something you might like. I'll leave it by your tent later.
Appreciate it. All right, so I am
How are you?
looking.
Hey. Wish I was so good.
Man, all the girls are over here. I'm kind of in everybody's way. I'm looking for that wood pile. Oh, there it is. You know, I bet that these activities, depending on how strenuous they are, they have an effect on Arthur's weight because they eat up calories. I guess I can't do this task right now. So we're coming up on 55 minutes here. Let's go ahead and eat. Cool, everybody's eating. And access the satchel. And I'm gonna have biscuits. And I think we're gonna call that good. Now what am I at right now? Player. We're at average. So we're going to walk over to our tent, our bunk. And we should have some items that we can collect. Okay, I'm full on tonic. Looked like there's a candy bar there. Here we go. Predator bait, thank you. Hair pomade, okay, that's nice of you. Hard to really target anything else. We got cigarettes sitting there. Gun oil. Some kind of a tonic. Okay. Well, we're going to go to sleep. Until morning time, so that's 11 hours of sleep. Okay, so it is now morning time. And Arthur is underweight. Now, I've heard some people say that their regimen is to go over to the camp. Well, they don't say they go to the camp. They have coffee in the morning. So I know that there's a pitcher of coffee over here. I need to buy myself a percolator also.
Good morning, Arthur.
Ah, pour coffee. There we go. Okay. And then I'll have like some crackers. Do we have any fruit? Not that it matters terribly. Canned peas, baked beans. I think I'll just... Biscuits or crackers? What do we have? Oh, there we go, crackers. Eat.
What's up with you? Nothing to do.
Okay. So that should give them a good start to the day. And in the next episode, we'll pick up right here and I'll do chores and we'll talk with our people here. And if we run out of stuff to do there, maybe I'll go to town and we'll play cards in the saloon. I've also been wanting to play dominoes here, so we'll kind of see what's available. While I'm thinking about it, I'll open this up and equip sidearm. How do I make that my default? I sure would like this to be my default. I don't really know how to accomplish that, but it did switch it out. Yeah. This one right here is the one. Okay. So let's save it. Well, one more look at player status. Okay. Maybe do some more hunting. Although I feel like I've got quite a bit of meat on me. Save game. Alright guys, again, I'm Aesop Grimm. Thank you for coming by the channel. I hope you like what you saw. More importantly, I hope all is well in your neck of the woods. And I'll see you in the next episode, where this story continues.